Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Also hit that subscribe button if you are new. But today I'm going to pick up the motor for the 56. I don't want to tell you guys what it is just yet. You have to see in a couple of seconds, because for you guys it'll be right now. For me, I still got to go drive and pick it up. But anyways, I'll show you guys that right now. Just like that, we're back at the shop. I did get the engine for the 56 and it's sitting right in front of the truck, so I'll show you guys that right now. I did pick up a big block 460 for the truck. It is 20 over, mild cam. This engine has never been fired, and my buddy, I think he said he had it rebuilt maybe 7 years ago. So I'm gonna go in and check some stuff, pull this header off and check and make sure nothing got into the valves or anything like that, which there shouldn't be. I already pulled the valve covers off, checked. I didn't see anything weird. I did barely turn the crank and it did move, so there's nothing froze up on this thing. But yeah, like I said, I'll go and check everything and make sure it is good to go. But I'm super excited to be putting the big block 460 in the 56. And man, isn't she looking good with all these multiple colors going on? I would leave it like that, but it kind of sucks that fender's bigger than the rest of them. But I mean, the orange door, the red fender, the blue hood, the green, the teal, or light green, whatever you want to call it. She looks pretty stylish, and it would look cool if the name of the channel was on the side of the truck. So anyways, I also did get the transmission for the truck, which is right here. So I did get the C6 for it. I am missing just a torque converter, which I got to get. So I got to order a torque converter and the scatter shield that goes in between the engine and the transmission. But I do have the flex plate, which is sitting right over here behind me. So a lot of things are coming together for the 56. So I'm super excited. I've never ridden in one of these trucks. I've never drove one. We've had one for years. My dad drove one in high school. His truck is over on the other side of the Pontiac. So once we get this one kind of where it'll run and drive, then we'll hopefully start doing that, and then a couple of other projects. So you'll probably see my dad here on the channel more often, helping me out, just because it's kind of hard doing some of the stuff by myself all the time. But you know, I do have to work on the customers' cars. These always come first. So I do have to finish this Mercury up. It's been a nice long project and it's super close to being finished. That's enough of me rambling. I will see you guys in a few seconds with the new fenders from Auto Metal Direct. All right, and here's the fenders that just showed up from Auto Metal Direct. So pull them both out of the box and we'll take a look at them. Looking forward to throwing these on the truck. That way I can get the front end nice and squared away and get that Crown Vic all welded in. And like I said, we'll throw that big block 460 in there with the transmission. Make sure I don't have to cut the firewall or anything like that. I might have to, and I might do it anyways, just to get some of that weight more towards the back of the truck, just because these things had wooden beds in there, so they were really light in the ass end of the truck. So let me pull this fender out and then I'll just pop this one off real quick. you can see it's on. I do need to get some more bolts and stuff to get it bolted on down here by the door. The thread pattern is different than the stock fenders, stock fenders are a fine thread. I think these ones are probably a coarse metric. But yeah, it actually fits really nice so far from what I see. There are a few little imperfections, you know, but that's typical. I mean, there's little outies here, a little ding here. This one has a little bit of a weird line right here, and I already talked to them, and I'm getting another one sent out. So it's no big deal. Fender's a little, like I said, a little bit messed up right in here, but I'm getting a new one sent to me, so I'm excited. Yeah, my hood would close, but it doesn't latch on this on it for some reason. But yeah, looks pretty decent. I'm liking it. And you can tell my wheel is way off. Here, I'll bring you guys over here and show you. Watch out, kitty. That, yeah, as you can see, the wheel is not completely centered. So I'll have to cut that rear bracket and then get this thing nice and centered. Since I have both front fenders, I'll get it all nice and centered and squared away, and then notch that frame and get the new suspension welded in, and then we'll finally be able to, I gotta get some motor mount brackets, but yeah, then we'll be able to take the 460 and kind of set it in there, and like I said, make sure I don't have to move anything. So yeah, that's it. Let me get some bolts, I'll come right back, and then I'll get it bolted in, and I'll show you guys the front too, and show you the fit all the way around. All right, so I did get the driver's side fender thrown on there also. I'll show you guys that and how they fit. And everything's just kind of clamped together. I don't even really have it all bolted in, but it's down a little bit. This bottom half is a little damaged underneath right here. And then same with on the driver's side. It's kind of rolled in on this side. It's smashed down in here. There is a bigger gap just because I think of the way it's kinked. So that shouldn't be no big deal to fix that. But the fenders look really good. I mean, they'll probably have to get a tiny little bit of, you know, Bondo, just a skim coat. And then I did order this inner structure piece from Auto Metal Direct also to fix all this, because it's damaged where it got hit right here. It damaged the inner structure. So once this gets cut out, I should be able to fix this dent, and then also this one. That way there's nothing blocking it once this is gone. So that shouldn't be no big problem there. I did put the hood hinges on. It does need to be adjusted. So I did get the steering column finally and all the pieces to finish it. So here's the piece that goes into the firewall, and then also the drop down. So what I'm gonna do is make a new piece of sheet metal for right here, and then that way this piece will just bolt right into there, keep the steering column centered where it's supposed to be, and then also there will not be any of these holes for the pedals to come through, like the brake pedal and the clutch. So be nice and clean, new piece of sheet metal. And then I think what I'm going to order is, there is a company, and I'll get it through Summit, and it's a full brake pedal assembly. So it's got the master, the booster, it's got the housing, the pedal, and that bolts directly to the firewall, and then you just have to drill a hole for your booster to slide through, and then just bolt it all together. Probably drill some holes and plug weld it. So I'll open up the hood, and these freaking hood hinges are a pain in the butt on these trucks. The way they open, they're not the greatest. They always get kind of hung up. There we go. So yeah, where the column comes out, actually, let me grab a light. You guys can see what I'm talking about. On the steering column, there is enough adjustment to either bring it in or out for the linkage, because you can see where the linkage sits is going to be right there. And then there's the steering shaft and the steering U-joint sitting in there, and then here's the other one right here. So once I get this front end centered and where I want it, then I just have to measure that, shorten the rod, and it should be good. Hopefully it's in a good location, it won't bind. It shouldn't. And if I have to, what I'll do is maybe adjust the steering column inside the cab. You know, I might have to kick it over to one side or something. So the main thing is to get this front end completely welded in. That way I'm 100% sure that everything's gonna fit nice and not bind up or anything weird like that. So I think what I'm gonna do is the 79, the radiator in this truck, what I'm gonna do is use that style of a radiator because it's relatively inexpensive also, and it's a 3-row, comes with fans, so it's a decent price. It'll be thicker than this one, but yeah, it should work out just fine. So yeah, I'll order a radiator, that way I can start getting things ready to fire on this 460 for the truck. So yeah, she's coming along nice. Can't wait to put the 460 in there and all that good stuff. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling. If you guys liked today's video on the 56 and the big block 460 for the truck, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, also the notification bell, that way you guys can stay notified on this thing, the other one, the GTO, and the Fox body. I probably will do some more stuff with the Merc, and then also the 79. And I did talk to the owner of the truck that I worked on my last video, the Detroit Diesel, and their car will be coming over here for a restoration, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks for watching. Later.